It's Week 9 of the National Football League, and this one features Trevor Lawrence. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Huskies and the Aviators, next on Madden NFL 25.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, it's that time of the year. A little bit more urgency. The calendar page turns to November. We kind of know who the good teams are. The midpoint of the NFL season, always a great time to take a step back and look ahead to what's down the road for us.
Yeah, no doubt. And I always felt, even as a player, that you never really knew how good you were as a team or how good everyone else around the league was until you kind of got to this point in the year. November, December football. That's really where teams separate themselves from the pack, and that's where playoff pictures start to unravel. That's where there's a little bit more clarity between the haves and the have-nots. And this is when NFL football gets fun. Holidays are coming. Playoff pictures are unfolding. It's a blast.
The veteran kicker, Dustin Hopkins, out to get things started. And off we go here on EA Sports. And this opening kickoff doesn't reach the landing zone, hitting short of the 20, so that will move the ball out to the... The drive will begin with a run by Mitchell. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down. There you get a look at his numbers on the ground a week ago as a part of their victory. They'll come up now for second down and 4. From the gun, Richardson. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
This opening drive not going as scripted. It is 3rd and long. On 3rd down, here's Mitchell. And he slips an opening. Winds up getting about 8, and his pass past the 40-yard line. So, fourth down, and Ryan Wright on to punt it away. Donovan Peoples-Jones back to return. And a pretty good punt there. A fair catch taken right around the 11-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation, their offense taking the field for the first time. Leading them out, the former #1 overall pick back in the 2021 draft, it's Trevor Lawrence.
I think when you go back and watch last week's game, Mike, I think two things were at play. Number one, let's give credit to the defense. I think they did a nice job identifying some of the easy layups we've seen this quarterback hit from a week-to-week basis. They took it away. They made him go to his second, third check down through his progression. And then secondly, when the play went up, when they did get the look they wanted, he just missed a lot of throws. So they know they cannot afford another pedestrian performance out of him this week. If he can play to the standard we've seen in weeks past, then have a better chance of having a better result.
And forward for about 5 yards. That sets up third down. Play action now. It's Lawrence. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Sacks are drive killers. There is no greater correlation between a defense getting off the field and the ability to rush the quarterback. And when they come on third down, that number just goes up.
So on fourth down, here's Bryce Behringer to punt, as he'll take this a yard or two into his own end zone. This will be returned from the other side of midfield. And it's a good return here, able to take it across the 50 and set up the offense with a short field. The Aviators offense and Anthony Richardson getting ready for their next drive. And he's been a real threat, not just with the arm, but the wheels as well. The NFL's leader amongst quarterbacks in terms of rushing touchdowns. Taking off.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short game.
A second down throw for Richardson. A throw left side, caught by Sinnott. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Out of a shotgun, Richardson. He'll get this one complete to St. Brown. They get 12 yards on that pass. That's enough for a first down.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
To the goal line and in. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown Aviators. It's his 3rd touchdown on the year.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
So 7-0 the score, and set now for the dynamic kickoff. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Huskies offense ready for their second possession. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. Call it a yard at most. John Franklin Myers there on the stop. Once again, it's Corum. And they'll bring him down around the 27-yard line. Roquan Smith there to bring him down. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Here's Bryce Behringer now. And he's on to punt for the second time in this opening quarter. This fielded inside the 35. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Aviators offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start this on the ground with Mitchell. Strong running there, pushing his way forward to gain a couple. 2nd down and 8. Richardson. That one underneath to Mitchell. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. They'll come up here 1st and 10. Now Mitchell. And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll go again with Mitchell. And a nice run. He's got a 1st down tackle made right at the 35-yard line.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not, and be taken down there. They're going to motion the tight end over here. On 2nd down, Richardson. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. But he can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Here's Richardson. He'll try to run for it. He is dangerous when a play breaks down. A pickup of 18.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the 1st down.
Richardson to throw it here on 1st down. To the middle of the field, caught by Higgins. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Here's Richardson. That is caught. And he's in. John Mechie. Touchdown, Aviators. Gano on to add the extra point. He's got it. The Aviators move out on top, 14-0. So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Here comes a return from the 3. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Cora. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
The ability to be effective on first down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a third down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
That is taken in by the veteran, Mike Evans. Here's 2nd and 2. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. And he's going to somehow manage to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. It'll be 3rd down. So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. 14-0 is our score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. Here's 3rd and 2. They'll try to run it here with Cora. And he's going to have the first down, but we do have a flag on the field, and they are already walking backwards. So now, after the penalty, a much tougher prospect to convert. It is 3rd and 9. They'll set up the screen here to Cora. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
This one caught left side by Evans. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Now a run with Cora. Oh, and the rookie puts it on the deck. It's a fumble. It is picked up by the defense.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball.
And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay. So they might be taking a look at this one. At issue was the knee or any other body part except the hand down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. On the zone read, a hand here to Cora. And he's going to be taken down.
The story of this drive has just been their ability to sustain and get fresh sets of down. Now, in this case, after picking up that big gain on the ground, they find themselves 1st and goal.
Here's a run. Down to the goal line. No signal. Is he in? They'll say it did not break the plane, but a real solid gain on 1st and goal. In the pistol, here's Lawrence. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to fit that one in to Mike Evans. And now it's 3rd and goal. They'll run. Here's Cora. And he will dive into the end zone. Blake Cora. Touchdown Huskies. So on 3rd and goal, they run it in. Sometimes, Greg, that's 4-down territory. They didn't need to do it on 4th down, taking care of it on the 3rd down for the touchdown.
Yeah, and when you find yourself down here this close, Mike, you have to finish these drives off. I'm with you. I think he was going to give his back 2 shots there to punch it in, but he only needed 1.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Here's 1st and 10. It's Richardson on the move. Catch left side is made by Higgins. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Off the play fake, it's Richardson. Try him again. Another one to Higgins. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
This is a great example, Mike, of just how effective it is when you're efficient on early downs throwing the ball. I mean, when you can pick up 1st downs without getting to 3rd down, as the game unfolds, things just get easier and easier. Take what the defense is giving you. Don't force the ball downfield. And when you can stay ahead of them.
And they get to him and finally bring him down. It will go down as a sack.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Here's a 3rd and 10. Mechie, the man in motion. They'll go play action. It's Richardson. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And the quarterback scrambling, maneuvers his way back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all he can get out of that one.
Give him credit for keeping this play alive as long as he could. This easily could have gone down for a loss, but he's kind of able to find his way forward and at least get back to the line of scrimmage.
Here's Ryan Wright now. The punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The Huskies offense and running back Blake Corum getting back to work. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face 2nd down and 7. They go play action for Lawrence. He's going to keep it himself. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. The defense has it.
So the biggest thing that stands out here, Mike, is the fact that the defense just continues to pursue to the ball. Every defense focuses on get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible, because if the guy in front of you, he misses the tackle or he falls down, you have to be there to make up for it. And the pursuit to the ball is not only how they're able to get him down, but it's ultimately how they're able to take the ball away.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. A run here with Mitchell. He'll take this down inside the 30. Terrell Bernard, they're on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 6. Another run here with Mitchell. And he's going to bring this one close to a 1st down. Looks like they'll mark him just a yard short. Now a 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it with Mitchell. And it looks like he's going to have that 1st down. He will, not by a whole lot, but he's got it enough. They convert on 3rd down. On play action, Richardson. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and knock him down.
Having a dominant pass rush so often translates to wins. But that's hardly been the case here, Mike, and they're able to add another sack to their total before half, and that's great. But somehow they still find themselves trailing, and that's the only thing that matters.
And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up third down. Richardson going to look to throw. He is dangerous when a play breaks down. A pickup of 18.
This is a part of the field where you have to account for the quarterback as a runner. Nothing's open downfield. Great job by your secondary, but then he makes a break for the goal line. They're able to stop him just short, but not until after he sets his guys up first and goal.
2 yards from 6 points. It is first down and goal. A run with Mitchell. And that big offensive line. Clearing space. He's in. Elijah Mitchell. Touchdown, Aviators. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. On the return, it's Ty Johnson. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Huskies offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. They run with Quorum. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. And that will be a first down. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Going to get that into the hands of his receiver, Mike Williams. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Lawrence. Open man downfield is Brown. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
What an important sequence this is, trying to get one of those scores back before halftime in a great spot. First down and goal. He'll tuck it, and he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Trevor Lawrence, touchdown Huskies. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. From the gun, Richardson. He runs with it. They get 11 and quickly pick up the first down.
Mike, the defensive line rush plan is critical when you're playing quarterbacks like this. You have to keep him contained in the pocket, because the second he gets out of the pocket, we can see what happens.
That's a short one caught by Sinnott. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's second down. To throw, it's Richardson. A throw on the move is caught. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Now another timeout called by this offense. They have one remaining, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in this second quarter. Ball rests at the 37. It's first and 10. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. This one caught by Mechie. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Now the offense will use their third and final timeout.
I'm not sure what was the more difficult aspect of the play, winning his route versus man coverage or catching this pass, because that quarterback, he put a little extra sauce on that one to get it there on time, and he's able to secure a really nice catch.
Gano's kick is good. The Aviators going to extend their lead. It's now 24-14.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
On first and 10, Lawrence. Working free downfield, it is Williams. So we have a 10-point game here at halftime as we send you to Orlando. We'll check in with the coach. Jonathan Coachman has the EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and Greg in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. It was a running back, Elijah Mitchell, who stood out in that first half. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage at the break. Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. Johnson now to return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Huskies offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. On the ground, it's Quorum to start the drive. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9. Now second down throw for Lawrence. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
It is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
This is taken at his own 30. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Aviators offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Throwing, Richardson. He'll spot Higgins, who makes the grab. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Now, faking the give. Off he goes.
I love this call, Mike. 2nd down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the 1st down.
That's to the right side, and it's Sinnott. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. On 2nd down, a run with Mitchell. And he's down at the 3. What a run.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. The next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
Ball sitting on the 3. It is 1st down and goal. Putting the tight end in motion. Looking to throw. Richardson. That's hauled in at the 2. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone. They'll try to run with Mitchell. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front. And he's in. Elijah Mitchell. Touchdown, Aviators. 2nd touchdown of the game. Season total now up to 5. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Johnson now to return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The home team's up for this next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back, and in some of these coverage units, when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Corum. And he'll take this up, working towards the first down mark. He gets 5, but is just a little short of the first down. 3rd and a yard. On 3rd down, they go with Corum. And he'll have the first down. He'll get him up around the 37. Here's a handoff to Corum. A short pickup to the 38. Here's 2nd and 9. Play action now. It's Lawrence. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
This brought in out past the 20. And some nifty running on the return. Picked up some good yardage before he was taken down. The Aviators offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position. Instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. Tight end going in motion here. This one complete to Higgins. And he's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. 2nd and a yard. Higgins sent in motion. Throwing on 2nd down. Richardson will try to set up the screen to Mitchell. And he'll be brought down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a first down. On the give, it's Mitchell. Trying to shove his way forward, but brought down after a gain of a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. Throwing is Richardson. Taking off, Richardson gonna hit the deck here, but not before he picks up a first down. 13 yards on that one. Move the sticks. It's a first down. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. On the ground, here's Cook. And he'll get forward for a couple. Xavier McKinney, the one who brings him down. 2nd down and 8. They send the tight end in motion. A 2nd down throw for Richardson. A throw left side, caught by Sinnott. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Richardson. He'll try to run for it. And he won't quite make it to the pylon, but he's out of bounds right around the 1-yard line. A big play there on the scramble. It's a gain of 34.
At this point, it just gets frustrating for the defense, right? I mean, you've been watching this guy make big play after big play all game long, not only on the quarterback-designed runs, but it's the scrambles that can really break the back of the defense, and we saw it again here.
And he will fight his way to the end zone. Anthony Richardson, touchdown Aviators. Initial Looking to throw it for the touchdown, couldn't find anything, so Greggy takes care of business himself, using his legs for the touchdown.
Well, it was clear early on, Mike, that this defense was expecting the pass, and after matching all the receivers in the end zone, this quarterback realized quickly it was his legs that he was going to need to rely on to get the ball across the goal line.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Johnson now to return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. To throw is Lawrence. And this ball's going to be incomplete.
Well, we all know the running joke, right, Mike? If this guy could catch, he'd be playing offense. And, well, I think that's kind of a joke for the pass. These defensive players are incredible these days. That's just too easy. You've got to secure that interception for your defense and get off the field.
Will take this one in. 74 yards. It is a touchdown. Touchdown here in the 4th quarter, Greg. They have a big mountain climb, but at least they're technically still alive in this one.
And now, Mike, we're going to see them line up to go for 2. They're going to see if they can get this lead down to 16 points and still give them a chance to fight back here late in the 4th quarter.
Now Lawrence gets his guys set for this 2-point attempt. They'll look to throw. That's pulled in, and they're able to tack on the 2-point conversion.
Mike, I think all of us can remember exactly where we were during a certain Super Bowl where throwing the ball this close to the goal line ended up being a disaster. But unlike that time, they ran this pass play to perfection, and the result, 2.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. He fields it at the 8. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. As we look back at some of the highlights of this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
They'll look to set up the screen here. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Richardson going to look to throw. To the right side, that's St. Brown. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. He'll try and get there on the ground. They get 21 on that one. That's enough for a 1st down.
This is the point in the game, Mike, where on 3rd down, you have to get off the field, and they do a great job. They defend everything in the pass routes, nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, but they don't keep him in the pocket. They let him escape, picks up the 1st down with his legs. They're going to be able to run more time off the clock.
On play action, Richardson. And that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the edge, the quarterback has nowhere to go in the pocket to escape, and that's what happens.
And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards, and that leads to 3rd down. Now Richardson to his running back. Searching for some kind of seam to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. 4th down coming up. Punting time for the Aviators as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. That's fielded at about the 18. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The home team's offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with 1st down.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
He's going to run it. Trevor avoids the hit, takes a slide, but also picks up a 1st down. 14 yards on the pickup there. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. They'll run straight ahead with Cora. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Lawrence now on 2nd down. Off-balance throw. It's complete. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Second down, Lawrence. That's right side and brought in by Williams. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Now Lawrence on the bootleg. Taking off, he'll try to get there. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the 1st down.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass. Where to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the 1st down. I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's 3rd down. On the zone read, here's Johnson. Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Now a deep ball toward the end zone.
So the offense finds themselves in a tough situation. They're down by 2 scores late in this game. They know this is a prime opportunity. They need to play for a touchdown. And instead, the defense makes a huge stand, and they got a chance now to close this game out.
The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on as they're going to start this drive. 1st and 10. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete. John Mechie was the intended target, and it'll be 2nd down. Out of shotgun, Richardson. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. From the gun, Richardson. Taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble.
Here you are at the end of the game. You need a stop. You find yourself trailing. You have everybody covered, and the quarterback gets loose. Those are the plays that just kill a defensive coordinator. You're about to force a punt, about to get the ball back to your offense. Give credit to the quarterback. He made a play when they needed it.
And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. Another run here with Mitchell. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. And we'll see a timeout used by the defense, stopping it right out of the break. 1:57 to go in the game. They're going to motion the tight end over here. Pressure gets there, and down he goes. And now at 1:52, the defense will pull the plug there as they take a timeout. The Aviators readying for the punt, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Take it in, back at his own 12. And a nice return there. The offense not going to be backed up as much as they could have. Drive's going to start from beyond the 20. The home team's offense, and Trevor Lawrence set to take over once more. Here is 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. And that's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
Here we go. This is 4th down. That's caught. It's Evans. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. That is a worrisome development here late in the game. One timeout at their disposal, but the more pressing need, they have to score twice. It's 1st and 10. A throw on the move is caught. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. After that incomplete pass, we have a player shaken up. That is a worrisome development here late in the game. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Lawrence now. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. Lawrence from the gun here on 3rd down. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
almost is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
And he gets marked out of bounds, but inside the 5-yard line. Here we go, 1st and goal. Now Lawrence. And this is going to be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet. And that is now a pair of rushing touchdowns. The quarterback giving it to them, Greg, with his legs in this one.
And we're starting to see, Mike, why this week this coaching staff told us they're encouraging this guy to do this more often. His ability to be a passer, but also a rusher, is an element to this offense that is hard for defenses to account for.
And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. Now a timeout for injury. That is a worrisome development here late in the game. Looking to double up here, score the touchdown. They want more. They're lining up for an onside kick. He's to midfield.
Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.